Ready to watch some Call of Duty here. Florida Puppeteers versus Old Guys Texas. We're going to be starting off with Glock here with the switch gun type of thing, whatever garbage here. We're on red card hardpoint. Should be an interesting one here between these two teams.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this red card's going to start playing out as we start to get farther in this map. So far, no time really secure here on the P1, but those Florida Puppeteers are looking to secure that edge side so they can keep the Old Guys Texas team pushing away from this P2. As soon as I say that, some kills are going down. We're still seeing AR-15 and the rest of the Puppeteer squad fighting for this mid staircase as the Old Guys Texas rosters preferring to pick up the P1 time here and then make their push over towards P2. With about 5 seconds left here, we see a big gunfight probably going to come down here in the back between number 6. That's Sporadic. He's going to get picked off by the Puppeteers, and we're going to be making our way towards P2 now.
Yeah, and we have some interesting plays here. Puppeteers kind of have a little bit of a pinch on Old Guys Texas here. Stilly able to grab some time here as the rest of his team's going to be spawning out towards stage. But so far, Old Guys Texas are able to at least get the initial kills. But so far, we've seen a lot of white time here on this hill. It'll just take a couple kills here for one side to take some advantage on that time. But we do see a split coming down here from the side of Florida Puppeteers. Number 3 going to be last alive there in the front. The rest of his team spawning there in the back, and it's going to be the spawn trap set up for the side of Old Guys Texas here as they start to rotate towards new as well.
Yeah, Old Guys Texas has a really good spot here where they're keeping the Florida Puppeteers pushed off of spawn here and just spawn and killing them. Really, the big play is going to come down to Glock here, who's making his way through the garage side already. He's going to spawn player towards Mini Machine. He's going to pick him off, but now they're going to know that he's close by. But fortunately for him, he's got number 4. That's Blanca with him as well, so they may be able to secure and find this last Old Guys Texas player. Some shots are going to go down here. Unfortunately, Sprague's going to get caught out, so Florida Puppeteers with a nice solid rotation through the ticket side are going to be able to be the first team here into P3, looking to take a little bit of a chunk out of this lead that Old Guys Texas has built up.
Yeah, this could be a good hard point for him as long as they continue to watch this front side pressure. Looks like Blanca's going to able to pick up 1. Glock able to pick up 2 for himself. There's the rest of them are going to be spawning towards his front. And you eventually want to get the split spawn, or this flipped spawn, excuse me, as we see number 5 spawn there in the back. Florida Puppeteers are not going to read this. 5 should have a free kill, at least in hill. We do see Shane get 1 kill there. Unfortunately, going to get traded out right away. So Florida Puppeteers doing a good job of at least controlling this hill from the backside. But with 15 seconds left, you're going to want to start pushing towards that stage side as we see Old Guys Texas have 3 players set up there ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, Glock's the only player from the Florida Puppeteers who's close, and unfortunately for him, they've got players watching every single angle, so he's going to get taken out, and that's going to be Old Guys Texas in the hill first with a little bit of an interesting setup with everybody kind of set up on stage and one player that's kind of on the flank from that deep spawn, and he's able to get 1. Another kill comes down, so good initial push blocked from the side of Old Guys Texas, but ultimately all your team is kind of just circled around the stage and you're not getting into the time at all. So it was an interesting little setup that they had there. Ultimately, Florida Puppeteers is going to break in. The gunfights aren't nearly close to over as we're approaching the last 30 seconds of this hill. And then we're going to be taking an absolute marathon run over to the P5 on the chairs over towards the actual stadium side.
Yeah, and Old Guys Texas, they were set up on this hill ready to go. They had 3 players there with only 1 player from the side of Florida Puppeteers off rip, and they pretty much lost, a good majority of this hill. I think they got maybe 10 seconds or so. But so far, Florida Puppeteers have been breaking quite well as they've needed to, and they're able to hold there for the rest of that time, giving themselves about a 30-second lead here as we head into this grueling P5. But Blanca, he's got an interesting wrap here. He might be able to catch a couple players off guard. AR-15's with him. They could be making a play here, but TKO and Dashy are going to do their own thing here. Able to pick up a couple kills as the side of Florida Puppeteers are spawning towards that restaurant side. So Old Guys Texas got to watch out. If they get wiped here, it could be a little bit rough spawning on that long side as well.
Spawning long is never ideal whenever you're a team trying to break into this P5 here, but Old Guys Texas did a nice job of securing 30 seconds there initially, but Florida Puppeteers is going to break in now, and now they've got that spawn trap set up, so they're looking to keep these players off along. We see a player that's in ticket fighting mid as well. So really solid setup here from the side of Florida. And you see the first 30 seconds of a hill, you take the 30 seconds right back, and then your lead is going to stay exactly where it was going into that hill. So So far, through this first rotation of hills, Florida Puppeteers a little bit of a lead here with about 30 seconds. But ultimately, both these two teams play in this map very well, and I'm interested to see kind of what decisions they make to kind of change what happened on that first set of rotations. So we're seeing Florida Puppeteers continuing to play towards this end side. Old Guys Texas playing top window, going to get picked off, and that's going to be Florida Puppeteers in time, looking to secure the hedge side spawns as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we look towards P2 rotations, Florida Puppeteers really need to stay on top. They pretty much lost the rotation to P2 last time and lost the P2 fight. Otherwise, they really kind of did everything else pretty well. They split P5. They were able to break P4 pretty early. So if you're Florida Puppeteers, you want to maintain this, honestly, the kind of left top side of the map towards that stage side as we get ready towards P2. And that's exactly what they're doing here with 10 seconds left. They're spawning all of Old Guys Texas towards that back restaurant area as well. So we're seeing them have control of the point, but they're going to be in the, unopportune spawn there heading in the back. So as long as Florida Puppeteers can win a couple gunfights here at the beginning, they'll be good to set up on this new point.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely in a good spot here from the hedge side to get these players out of P2 and keep the preferred spawns. But it's going to be AR-15 left close with one of his teammates. They're going to get that kill. Spragg's going to be close here to time, looking for some kills, some good shots going down, but ultimately there's too many of them around him to get a kill. So he's going to die, and then now you're going to see the Old Guys Texas team back in this spawn trap blending towards restaurants. So you got to find your alley to get out of this spawn, get these players off of time, and then get your sneakers on, because you got to start running towards P3 as well. You definitely don't want to be down 80 here in this scenario, but you can, feel free to cede this time here as long as you're going to have a solid P3 rotation. They're looking to make their way through the middle of the map. A couple players have slipped through. We're going to see a gunfight going down on stairs. Those two players are going to kind of get lost with each other, going to chase each other down, and we see TKO here looking for that player. He's going to get shot in the back. But ultimately, Old Guys Texas here first, and this is going to be interesting. These Florida Puppeteers players are going to spawn in the back, but we see AR-15 and another one of his teammates close, so they're able to pick off those players in time and kind of look for these Old Guys Texas players spawning out in front of them towards the bus.
Yeah, this was a decent hill for the side of Florida last time. Obviously lost rotation to P4, but, they made up for it in time in P3. We do see one last fight coming down here between AR-15 and Shane. We do have a couple of players from Florida on the side of the hill, but getting this last, if they can get to this 200 mark, that's going to be huge for them, especially heading into P4. They can hold a big P4. They can pretty much end the game there. If not, you kind of have a buffer P5. But Old Guys Texas need they got a blessed spawn there out front towards stage as we see that coming in. So it's going to be good towards this rotation, but you cannot give up the rest of this time. You got to fight for it a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, with 5 seconds left here, we're gonna see the stage fights coming down already. And really, if you're Old Guys Texas, you've rotated early on this hill twice now. Your setup's got to be better than it was last time. But these players that are close on this hedge side of the map are gonna get pinched out here. That's gonna be Dashy. That's doing a good job of playing his life, but ultimately he's gonna be picked off. There's really gonna be 2 more players close. Shane's able to win a big gunfight there. He's looking for that's Braddock looking for a second, but you've already let Florida Puppeteers into this hill time. None of your players are super close, but TKO with a nice little pinch there is able to get a player in the back, make his way into the hill, but his teammates here for assistance are going to take it here. And as soon as I say that, 3 kills are going to go down, and Florida Puppeteers is going to be in a good position to secure this scrap time and push their way up to that 20 mark.
Big P4 here from the side of Florida. If you can hold the rest of this time, I think you're doing well. You're up by 100 points at this point. I think the game's pretty much too far out of reach for the side of Old Guys Texas, but you never know with Call of Duty here. Sometimes we can see some amazing things, but Florida Puppeteers are going to have 20 for the win. That is, 1 or 2 breaks that they need to secure this. So Old Guys Texas, I mean, you practically have to be perfect from here on out. And so far, Stilly getting 2 on new time. Glock getting the other 2 as well. So that's going to be 4 dead from the side of Old Guys Texas. We're going to be fighting through restaurant side here, and this is going to be rough.
Yeah, fighting through restaurant side is a little bit more preferred than the long spawn, and they're doing a good job of getting some of these kills, but then 2 big kills are going to come down from the side of Florida. And if you're Old Guys Texas, the white time's not terrible, but the clock is going to start dwindling down, and you need a lot of time here if you're going to mount a 100-point comeback. So the good set of kills there to secure potentially 20 seconds here on the scrap time, and then you look over towards that P1 being the next hill. You're going to have to secure a decent amount of time on P1 as well, which is never easy. here on the red card, and we're just seeing Florida Puppeteers choosing to keep fighting for this hill. They're looking to secure the rest of the scrap time and get closer to that 240 mark. But they also have players that are rotating over towards P1 as well, so they're making a solid push here to end this map within these next two hills.
Yeah, and that's going to be 2 down from the side of Old Guys, Texas. So this is looking to be towards the end. And if you're the side of Florida, that last hill, you're really just looking to get any second you can. That's going to be 4 dead for the side of Old Guys, Texas. They're all spawning Esky side here. Actually, sorry, they're spawning Restaurant side. But I don't think any of them are going to be able to touch time in time. And that is going to be a win for the side of Florida Puppeteers. Just a good game out from them. You know, it was pretty even at one point, and the game kind of just blew up in there for the side of Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it was really a decently close game after that first rotation, but Florida ultimately scored up some of the things that they, missed on that first rotation of goals, and we just started seeing their lead kind of grow from there. So ultimately, really solid map there.
But we're seeing some predictions coming down from the chat with kind of Florida Puppeteers as maybe walking over Old Guys, Texas in search. So we'll see what happens throughout this match. I think we're going to see an initial, just an immediate A hit here. So we'll see how that goes. Down here is the side of AR-15 and Blanc are going to be here to defend. We do see a trade coming down. So it's going to be a 3v2 from the side of Florida Puppeteers. And right as I say that, Dashy able to even that up.
Yeah, 2v2 scenario here with, no control of the site itself, but Dash is picked off. Shane's looking for this player in a site, and he's going to get taken off as well. So solid round there from Florida Puppeteers. Old Guys Texas was just never able to really push through the elevator shaft, so they couldn't get any positioning on the players that were playing around here. So tough break for them. But ultimately, that first round of S&D here is really hard, with no trophies and the stuns and the nades coming down from Big Door, from Spiral. It's really difficult to push through that elevator side and make any progress as the attacking team. But Old Guys Texas here, jumping over on the defensive side now, have plenty of potential to even up this series or this map 1-1 here. So I'm going to see where they're going down, and it looks like we're forgetting the bomb and spawn, but it looks like we're taking a mid hit. So it's going to be an interesting play. Maybe we see some players jump off a P2 here. We see a guy absolutely flying off the mid rope, and he's going to get killed, and that's going to be 3 kills towards the Puppeteer side. Shane's the last one left here in a 1v3, and he's going to have a tough little battle ahead of him if they want to win this round.
Yeah, and Shane was left last alive last round as well, but that was an interesting play from the side of Florida. They all hit top mid. I don't know if that's a planned play with Stilly to dolphin dive out of there, maybe distract a couple players. But it worked really well. I mean, he lost his life, obviously, but his teammates were able to pick up the easy trade, and they got all the kills around him. But Shane is able to pick up one here, make this a little bit more doable 1v2. But, man, this bomb site is super hard to retake here, especially by yourself with multiple players. Here's we're going to see Florida Puppeteers is both set up to watch exactly what they need to. And that kill is going to come down from the side of Florida. So good from the side of Florida so far, 2-0. We'll see if Old Guys Texas here can do a little bit different here on the offense now that they might have a trophy.
Yeah, and Florida Puppeteers did a really good job of playing together there with those last 2 players left in sight, not allowing that player Shane to get a pick and then make it a 1v1 overall. So really solid rounds so far out of the side of the Florida Puppeteers. And like you said, Old Guys Texas, you're here on the offensive side now. Here's your chance to kind of shift that momentum back to your favor. And we're going to see if they're going to make their way towards that A side again, or if maybe they're going to do the same play and forget that bomb and then hit it a little bit later as well. So players making their way towards mid. We see TKO here looking from the top rope, not going to get anybody picked off there, but he's going to see some players and have some info. And we're making our way over towards this B side at number 6. That's Glock. He's going to be deep in the back, and he's going to be the player to watch as we see a gunfight come down towards ammo. Glock's able to get one in the back. Good positioning from him. He's looking for more players. Unfortunately, going to double chow there. He gets killed. Dash is going to plant that bomb, and we're going to be in a 2v3 scenario here. Advantage to the side of Florida Puppeteers, but they do have to defuse this bomb as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be the first kill up. That is going to be AR-15 hopping on that bomb here. This should be the round towards the side of Florida Puppeteers. Make that 3-0. And they are, as some people said, just kind of flying through the search and destroy so far. So interested to see what Florida decide to do. They might switch it up here. A worked for them the first time. So we'll see if, they try their luck at A again, if they maybe try to do something a little different. But if you're the side of Florida, I just keep doing what works at this point. 3-0 is not a lost cause for the side of Old Guys Texas. You can definitely still come back from that. But the other side of Florida, at this point, you don't want to lose any rounds. You want to keep going, get up 4 or 5-0.
Yeah, and I mean, from the side of Old Guys Texas, I really like that B play. It was pretty uncontested, but Glock with some nice positioning, back gun, is able to catch a timing there on Shane, I believe it was, and get that initial pick from one of those players trying to get some positioning on the map. So ultimately, it didn't play out exactly in your favor, but we're seeing these gunfights go down hard towards the A side, and already it's 3-4 dead. Florida Puppeteers, 4-0. Quick little protocol round there, round number 4.
I mean, quick little protocol round. It's been a quick little protocol map. I mean, I feel like we just started this map. But Florida Puppeteers 2 to win. Old Guys Texas, they're still yet to get on the board here. So we gotta see some changes coming in here from the side of Old Guys Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Old Guys Texas here, you're down 4-0. This has got to be where you decide to take a different route, take a different approach. Maybe it's play a little slower, play an angle, wait for some picks to come your way, and then play the advantage. But you definitely got to shift up something here, and you just got to get one on the board, because once you get that first one on the board, then they can start playing a little bit closer and heavier together. So we're seeing them pretty much do that exact thing, spreading out all across the map. We're going to see First Blood go inside of the Florida Puppeteers. Shane's going to be able to get a pick as well. And then we're going to see a nice trade come in by Dashy as well. So here in a 2v2 scenario now with Dashy and Sporadic left, they're looking to kind of group up here, get some intel on where these Florida Puppeteers players are playing, and kind of try to take this round here as it is. And we're seeing Stilly in P1, the other player towards P2. So this bomb plant's going to be free, and they're going to have to retake here.
This will be a tough one for the side of Florida. We mentioned it when Shane round 1 with the trying to retake this. Blanca able to pick up Sporadic, and I mean, you just talk about how hard a site is to take, and then the side of Florida Puppeteers just get an easy first pick. I don't know if they saw this player go towards the side of Spiral, but they're going to learn here pretty quick. Stilly with an absolute beamer on Dashy there. That is crazy. For the people who are out there, when you're set up in a P2 or a site, and I get you maybe don't know where they're coming from, losing a player within like the first 5 seconds is just probably just unacceptable. Is probably the best way to say it. And great shots out of Stilly there. Dashy should probably get that kill, but his teammates right next to him here. He's going to get that trade anyway. So Florida Puppeteers looking to make this a protocol S&D masterclass here at the championship.
It's always interesting when you see those players that slide across and then end up on their back and just absolutely rip somebody. It's a great mechanic in this game, but it's always fun to watch as a viewer because you're kind of like, what the heck just happened? But we're seeing Old Guys Texas here on the defensive side. Florida Puppeteers are playing towards that A site, and number 5, that's AR-15, has sight for free, so he's going to be planting this bomb, and he's got Stilly here for support as well. Glock is playing an interesting angle back on tower, so he's not going to be a lot of help here super close. We see 3 of the Old Guys Texas players out towards the boat side. So they're looking to find that pick, and they're going to be able to find Stilly trying to make a play behind him. And then now they're in that main advantage. They just got to keep kind of pushing forward little by little. Glock is here for the assistance. He's going to get one in the main door. He's going to have some good shots on the Dashy, but ultimately it's Dashy with 20 seconds left here in a 1v2. He's going to have to kill both of these players and defuse. He's going to see AR-15 in the back, get some shots down, but AR-15 is able to get away with his life, and unfortunately for him, that's just going to be round number 6 and map number 2 to the side of Florida Puppeteers. An absolute masterclass of an S&D, like you said. It's clinical on the protocol.
Dude, I mean, what do you say? I mean, shout out to Caden in chat for calling a quick 6-0 for the side of Florida. I mean, that was
JD-Man, welcome back to this series here on the CRL Thursday night Silver Division Premade Championship between Florida Puppeteers and Old Guys Texas. We're running in fast and heavy here on the Hossy control with Florida Puppeteers running straight to the B point, and wow, that's just getting done filthy there. But looking forward to this map number 3 here in Old Guys Texas. This is your map. This is your chance to get this series back in your favor.
Yeah, I mean, they straight up, to be frank, you got to win this map. I mean, you lose this map, the series is over. There's really nothing else there. And you've gotten pretty slammed map 1 and map 2. So this is a good chance to come back with a great 3-0, have a strong second half of the series here. But so far, we see side of Florida Puppeteers, they get pretty much a free tick on B. They do get cleared off. Half a tick going into A, but again, that's going to be 3 dead from the side of Florida Puppeteers. So far, Old Guys Texas, 45 seconds around, doing exactly what they need to.
Yeah, solid defensive round here, only allowing one tick so far with 40 seconds left here on the clock. Live's pretty close as well. Really from Old Guys Texas at this point in time with your start to your defensive round, you're just looking to keep these players off time as much as you can and avoid that devastating 4 dead scenario. Excuse me, 4 dead scenario that's going to allow these Florida Puppeteer players to get on this time and capture an entire point here. But we're seeing Old Guys Texas doing a good job. TKO with a nice slide shot there as well. 20 seconds left here on time, and if you're Florida Puppeteers, this is where you start kind of tweaking a little bit, knowing that the clock's ticking down. You got to jump on that point, and sometimes you don't have the proper positioning. So, Old Guys Texas off to a really solid start here, allowing only one tick to come down, but A point is very close as well if the Florida Puppeteers can jump on that point.
Yeah, I mean, we see 2 dead from the side of Old Guys Texas. Make that 3 dead. We got 2 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be last player here, number 4, and Stilly. He's going to be default position here. Shane is going to see him in the corner. He's going to get that kill, and that is going to be it. Old Guys Texas, pretty good round. I believe that's only, I think I only saw 1 tick come through. I don't know if they ever got that second tick on A. But really good from the side of Old Guys Texas. Hasi control. We see a lot of people go towards that B. It's a little bit easier to get, I feel, off spawn, and then you have pretty much a free A if you can transition properly. But Old Guys Texas doing a good job keeping ticks at a low. So now it's just time to hit the offense and do what Florida Puppeteers couldn't.
Yeah, really, really solid start there from Old Guys Texas. They had a really solid round there. They were able to keep those players off of B pretty much from that first little initial push that Florida Puppeteers had. And 1 tick is phenomenal work. I mean, most of the time on Hot Seat, you're seeing an entire capture point come down before we start to see the round ending. Only allowing 1 tick puts you in a good advantage here. Even if you end up losing this round number 2 here on the offensive side, if you can just secure a couple more ticks, you're going to be looking towards that round 5, secured for the defensive side. So really solid start. They're here capturing that B point. We're seeing Dashy put some shots down. He's going to get stunned out. He's looking to reach out with a pistol like a maniac, but he's going to go mid here, try to help his teammates. We see Shane fighting in 10, some trades going down. Ultimately, Old Guys Texas going to be off that capture point. TKO last left close. He's going to get a trade, but going to get taken out by AR-15 in that top single window area. Solid start here so far. You're not able to secure any ticks, but you still have, well, I say that. Sporadic was still in the spawn of the Florida Puppeteers, but he's going to get taken out. So now we're going to be kind of back to square zero. Got to start finding these kills and look for that spacing on the map to open up.
Florida Puppeteers doing exactly what Old Guys Texas did last round. Just pretty dominant defensive round. We see 30 seconds left on the clock hit. We do see Dashy and Shane here up top. Towards this top log side, Shane and Sporadic, or TKO and Sporadic, able to get on time. Stilly able to pick up 2 himself. Glock able to pick up another here, and it's gonna be last player and Dashy towards that top side. And with 15 seconds left, OGT off spawn. I fear they're not gonna be able to do much here. They're gonna try to make a bum rush here for A. We do see 1 player bottom logs, or bottom wine, excuse me. He's probably gonna make time here and touch. They are gonna let that tick come through, so it's gonna be tight on ticks if the round ends here. Stilly able to find that player on point as well. But with 5 seconds left, they don't have much to do here except try to rush the time, but they are not going to make it as the side of Florida Puppeteers are ready for that with pretty much an even defensive hold there from both teams. So good job from the side of Florida doing that, and now it's just really time on who can make really a better offensive round, because it looks like this is going to go round 5. Who can get that defense secured for round number 5?
Yeah, I agree with you there. Unless we see a crazy offensive side come out here where a team's able to win an entire offensive round, I think this is going to come down to round 5 on defense. So whichever team is going to secure those ticks or come down on lives is ultimately probably going to win this map number 3 here. But both teams, really strong showing so far on the defensive side. Both only allowed 1 tick. I saw that we had, I think, 5 life advantage to Florida there in that round. I didn't get to see the first round initially. So should be pretty close on lives, though. Not exactly sure who has the advantage there. But Florida looking to make their same play. They're sending AR-15 close, and they're sending through 3 players outside Garden. We see a nice nade coming down onto that point. That's going to allow them to get in. We see 3 kills going down, and word to Gems here. They need to stack this B capture point and watch this tick fly up.
I thought Word to Gyms was flying off the map on Skyline, but maybe I'm wrong.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe that was too tough there. We do see one contest coming down here from TKO, able to pick up 1 player, but not able to do anything else. Here's the side of Florida. Get that A point captured in like 18 seconds on the round. Dashy able to pick up 2, so they are able to get a little bit of a reset here with AR-15 being last alive towards a single window. So he's going to have to be the catalyst for his team to get out of spawn. They look like they're hitting rock side here. We do see number 7 in TKO, unfortunately going to die there as they get some trades, but 2 players coming through here. Shane able to pick up 1, able to pick up the second with a great gunny there, and that is pretty much going to save his team here as they get this reset on this defensive side.
Yeah, really solid shots there out of Shane, sliding and challenging with that AR up close. Really just great beams there. Florida, you're kind of just trapped over here on this garage. Then rock side of the map, we see Sporadic playing out towards the lobby with another one of his teammates. They're just, if you're the Florida Puppeteers, you got that point so fast. You had 2 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock. We've already seen a whole minute go down where you've been unable to touch that point. But they're finally starting to make their progress through the map. So as I say that, though, another big 2-piece from Shane. Dilly, though, is in the Old Guys Texas spawn zone, and we're going to see a knife stab coming down by AR-15. He's looking for this other player as well. He might have that Codcaster vision, seeing that guy through the couch, but ultimately, they're able to kind of make a little bit of momentum push here through, and the only Old Guys Texas players that are close are in the log side of the map, but Stilly is just keeping your fellow teammates just in their spawn locked down here so far on this round number 3.
Yeah. And shout out to Gooden there, putting that stack command, getting that word to Gyms there. We do see a stack coming in here. 2 players. Glock able to pick up that kill, protect his teammate here. We see that first tick coming down, second tick flying soon, and third tick going to be on its way here. So Glock's able to win 1 towards bottom logs. We see players overlooking them. This could be the round for Florida here. AR-15 able to pick up that trade. Dashy able to pick up 1 from behind, but unfortunately going to fall here with about a little bit of the tick left. We just need this one last gunfight here on TKO, and that's going to be the tick for the side of Florida Puppeteers as they hop off for just a second. Get towards that log side, but Florida Puppeteers here on match and map and series and championship point here for their side if they can have a successful defense.
That's a whole lot of points. It's a whole lot of points, but really solid round there from the side of Florida. We saw him get that B capture point super fast, and then we saw him kind of get spawn trapped for a little bit. But the good thing on control is if you get that capture point out of the way early, you have so much more time where then they really started to make their progression through the map. We saw some nice 2 pieces and some 4 deads going down from their perspective, and then they were able to kind of cover 2 of their teammates from the top side of Hossie here as well. So really solid offensive round there. It's going to set them up nicely here. Big on the defensive side, and ultimately really offensive round as well. If we do see Old Guys Texas win this offensive round, it is going to be tied up on ticks and going to go to kills. So it'll be an interesting thing to watch out for. But Florida's looking to end this here early into this Hossie round number 4.
And so far, doing a pretty good job. Dashy is in the spawn here of the enemy, able to push through just a little bit here. He's going to be able to cut off reinforcements for the side of Florida Puppeteers. Able to put some shots down, not able to get a kill. But he is just slowing up time. But unfortunately, no one from the side of Old Guys Texas can get any other kills on the map. So Dashy, everything he's doing here is pretty much in vain if his teammates can't do anything and move forward. AR-15 is able to pick up a kill on Sporadic there. Is going to fall to Shane here as we get a little bit of a mid-map reset from the side of Old Guys Texas. Blanca, last player alive here towards this middle, is able to pick up 1, knows where Shane is at in that corner. Can't pick him up, but his teammate Glock is there for it. Dashy able to get a trade as well, but Old Guys Texas, they need to either get 2 or 3 dead here, or they need to work together as a team to get a point here. They don't even have a tick on A yet, so it's going to be pretty rough here with 20 seconds.
Yeah, and we still see a player from Old Guys Texas in the spawn of the Florida Puppeteers, but unfortunately for him, all the Florida Puppeteers decided to take the 10 round off the spawn, so he was not able to help his team get into positioning there. We see a couple Old Guys Texas players getting into the hill, but they're going to get taken out. TKO's the last player that's left alive, and he's going to be alone on this B capture point. But Florida kind of ignoring him for now. He may be able to make a little bit of progress here, but they're doing a good job of playing for these spawners, and if his reinforcements get killed off a spawn here, it's going to be hard. But we see a nice kill coming down. He's going to have reinforcements here on B. It's going to be 2 players. Blanca's going to be the only one left behind. He's going to get a kill, going to get traded out. We see, I think it was Dashy there that was in the spawn of the Florida Puppeteers that unfortunately got picked up, but we're seeing TKO and Jane here. They're going to get traded out and unfortunately not able to secure that final tick on B. It was so close. Dash is going to be here close. He's looking for this player that's 10 side, able to win that
It's a
gunfight.
big win.
That's going to stop the clock, and he's going to have some time for his teammates to get here. He needs to play his life here and get this capture point on B done. Dust is going to come down. He's challenged, able to get AR-15. Blanca, unfortunately not able to get Blanca. So here you go. You got to make your stand here on the A capture point.
Yeah, we see a stack coming down here on A. That is 2 ticks flying through. Still that 3rd tick on B has not come through. A still fighting TKO by himself here. Able to pick up 1, able to pick up 2 unlocks. Is the 3rd there with Stilly? Is he able to pick that up? He is. TKO securing the 8 point for his team there. AR-15 able to get a kill, but we do have just half a tick left here on B. Lives 8-6 for the side of Florida Puppeteer. So Old Guys Texas, you have pretty much no room for mistakes here. We do see a fight coming down here towards top plat. 2 players in office. Sporadic, unfortunately, with the team nade there and gonna die himself. There's gonna be no respawns for the side of Old Guys Texas here. So they have to be absolutely perfect as that tick was drained down as well. And this is gonna be falling apart pretty quick here with 2 players left off spawn from the side of Old Guys Texas.
Yeah, and we see Dashi making his way through mid here. He's going to get spotted out by AR-15, and now it's going to be Sporadic here left in a 1v8 scenario. And without, pure magic happening here from the side of Old Guys Texas, there's not a whole lot you can do. This round number 4 looked pretty solid, when they were able to secure that point, but just being down so much in lives and just having to think about that capture point and making your way over there, it just unfortunately led to some, trades not being there, and then ultimately just losing on lives there. But really solid map number 3 there from both these 2 teams. Florida Puppeteers looked pretty dominant on defense, but then we saw a little bit of a breakdown happening there where Old Guys Texas was able to make some progress throughout the map and nearly made the comeback.